Hi, my name's John, and I'm going to be talking today about proteins and how to make the most out of your proteins and how to gain healthy weight, because you guys are college athletes and you guys want to learn how to gain good muscle mass and not waste the protein that you are eating. So first off, we'll talk about how protein digestion occurs, and this starts in your mouth. You eat your large protein, you eat your steak, your eggs, or whatever, you eat it, you start breaking it down by your teeth, your mechanical chewing in your mouth, and then once it enters the stomach, it gets broken down even further. And this will happen from an enzyme called pepsin, and pepsin is activated by hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen, inactive enzyme, and then once these two come together, it creates pepsin, and I'll show you a little bit. And pepsin acts and cleaves these protein chains down even further so they can enter your small intestine. And in your small intestine, zymogens, or enzymes that come from the pancreas, are released and break them down even further into where they can be absorbed by the cell. And zymogens are important because if they were activated in the pancreas and they were not, or they didn't wait to get activated until they were in the small intestine, these would actually break down your pancreas. So we must send a signal to the pancreas to tell them to release these zymogens, and then once these zymogens enter the small intestine, they can now be broken down by, they can now be activated and break down your protein. And once your protein chain enters the brush border or top of your enterocyte, your cells in your small intestine, they will enter as single amino acids, di-amino acids, or tri-amino acids. And then once you enter the cell, these di and tri-amino acids must be broken down into a single amino acid, because only single amino acids can enter your blood. Another important thing to realize is the difference between essential and non-essential amino acids. So essential amino acids are amino acids that your body can't make by themselves. You must eat these amino acids in your diet. So you can remember this by remembering what amino acids are essential by the acronym or mnemonic Private Tim Hall. And this would be your phenylalanine, your valine, your threonine, your tryptophan, your isoleucine, your methionine, your histidine, arginine, leucine, and lysine. So these are your essential amino acids, and these will come in complete animal products, so like meat, eggs, anything along those lines are really good, and those will have your essential amino acids. So it's really hard to be vegan or vegetarian by that mean to get your essential amino acids. So just a quick note here that your essential amino acids you can't produce, you must eat them in your diet. So another important thing to realize is once your amino acids get absorbed by the blood, they go to the liver, and in the liver they can actually be recycled, and this is called transamination. And transamination occurs when your amino acid kind of gets split up into two parts, and this will be your amine group, or your nitrogen and hydrogen, and then the rest is kind of your carbon skeleton is like what they like to call it, and this is called your keto acid. So your amine group and your keto acid split, and this amine group actually goes, so the nitrogen goes to a different keto acid from a different amino acid that your body either has already or you ate in your diet, and this will combine with that keto acid of number 2 and create this new amino acid. So this is a good way for your body to recycle itself, and this will happen when you're not using your proteins as structural components. But however, this process is called transamination. However, if you're having too much protein, or your body's inflexible and can't do what is right with the protein, it's actually going to produce ammonia. And ammonia is toxic to our cells and it's toxic to our brain. So, we don't want this to happen. We don't want to be eating too much protein. We definitely don't want to be wasting our muscle mass. So ammonia can either be turned into ammonia will be converted to an ammonium, which is NH4+, and that will be converted back into urea, which you will excrete out in your urine. So NH3 ammonia is what's toxic to the brain, and if this happens, this is called oxidative deamination, and this is very toxic to our cell because NH3 can pass the blood-brain barrier and cause things like anxiety or stress, and just overall not a good thing. But in healthy people and people like you guys, most of your extra protein that you eat, your extra nitrogen, is going to be converted from ammonia into ammonium, which is an ion, which then can be converted into urea and peed out. Lastly, I just want to say for you guys, like, if you guys are trying to gain muscle mass, you want to make sure you know your lean body mass and your activity factor, or how much activity you have in a day. And this is important because when you multiply your lean body mass times your activity factor, that gets the amount of protein, the grams of protein you should have in a day. So for you guys are more active, you're probably lifting a lot of weights, so you're going to have more protein to build your muscles than a person who's sedentary and doesn't have as much lean body mass. But you want to make sure that you're not going over this lean body mass count or your calculation, because if you do, you're going to start to go down this pathway of either NH2, your mean, is going to be converted to ammonia, and you're either just going to pee it out, or it's going to be converted to ammonia, which is toxic to your brain, or it can just be converted to glucose and fat. So, you really want to make sure you know your lean body mass and your activity factor to get the right amount of protein to build your muscle for your sport. So, thank you for listening, and that's it. Bye.